Knowing exactly where to begin your trading journey can be the hardest part of learning to trade. There is endless amounts of information available at our fingertips, so many scammers out there, it's difficult to understand what's legit and what isn't. Over the last couple of years, we've seen crazy returns across the stock market and across cryptos. However, since the start of 2022, this hasn't been the case. We've seen stocks move over 20% in one day. We've seen the crypto market shift into a bear market, and a lot of those returns that we've seen over the last couple of years are slowly diminishing. This is where trading can become extremely fulfilling. It's a great way to manage your money actively, it's fun to do, it's a great skill to learn for life, and it's why I believe you should learn how to trade. So in this video, we'll be discussing where is the right place to begin your trading journey, who you should be following, how you should be sourcing your information, and how to become a successful trader. What's going on, guys? My name's Thomas. I am an aspiring Forex trader. I've been trading the currency markets for over 5 years, successfully and unsuccessfully in certain periods, and I'm here today to show you and to tell you where you should be starting your trading journey. I've begun and restarted my trading journey multiple times over the past 5 years, so I know exactly where you should be looking, where not to look, and how to start your trading journey off on the right foot. Alrighty guys, so like learning any new skill, it's extremely important to understand the basics of how the markets move. Understanding what a pip is, why the markets move, how to long, how to short a trade, how to execute trades, all the bits and pieces that will underline the fundamentals of learning a trading strategy are extremely important to grasp at the start of your journey. Best way to do this is through a website called Baby Pips. Now, Baby Pips have a course which basically shows you through the fundamentals of how the Forex markets work, what different patterns are, how to execute trades, all the things that you need to understand before starting to trade real money. Now, this should be the first thing that you do if you are learning to trade currencies. Now, it can be extremely enticing to get stuck in and start trading real money, but it's important that you take the right steps to educate yourself the correct way of how markets move, why they move, and how to execute strategies that have a positive expectancy. So go over to Baby Pips, do their Learn to Trade platform. It'll probably take you a couple of days to get through, but it's a great place to start learning the fundamentals and the basics of the currency market and Forex trading. All right, so next is finding the right educator. Now, like we spoke about before, there are millions of scams available, gurus through Instagram and Facebook. You probably have a few of them in your DMs if you've started to follow different traders through Instagram, and a lot of these aren't real. They're just scams. They're multi-level marketing platforms, and it's not the right way to be learning how to trade. Now, it's so unregulated, the currency market. There's basically no regulations for traders and educators, and there's so many people out there who are just looking to take your money, and it's important to find the right ones that have a real passion behind trading and that have been trading successfully for years, that will teach you the right ways and methodologies behind trading. Now, I've tested out multiple different educators, so I know which ones to go for and which ones not to. I'll give you a couple of recommendations for ones that I've personally used in the past and that I've found successful and helpful along my trading journey. Luckily, along my journey, one of the first people I came across was Tier 1 Trading, or Jason Greystone over at Tier 1, who was previously at a previous company. He's been great. He's a great educator. He explains stuff very simply and easy to understand. Based in the UK, so for those over in the UK, it's a great option. I'm personally based in Sydney, but the hours he ran his live trading workshops worked well for my time zone, but I'd highly recommend Jason and the mob over at Tier 1 Trading. And one of the best things about Tier 1 Trading, and one of the best things about most of the really good educators, is the community behind them. The thing that I've found is that I don't learn more from the educator, but I actually learn more from communicating in these different chat groups with other people, like-minded traders that are also along the same journey. You meet some great people through there, and a lot of the struggles that you're going through, there are other people that are going through them as well. Trading can be extremely lonely. The best way that I compare trading is like learning a professional sport. And why I say that is that there is thousands of hours that go into learning the markets, learning how to trade, just like you would if you're learning to play a particular sport. The amount of time that you spend in practice will correlate to a better performance. And it's just like trading. If you're spending the hours doing the work, if you're spending the hours back testing, forward testing, trying different strategies out, you will become a better trader, and you will learn more and more about the markets and become more successful. Now, you see all these trading gurus and they show you that you only need an hour a day or 2 hours a day to become a successful trader. That may be true when you do have the strategies in place, but it is going to take thousands of hours to become that type of trader, and hours of testing and finding the right strategy. That way you can only spend 2 hours a day trading. So think of trading like a professional sport. You need to think yourself as an athlete. You need to be able to train yourself correctly, sleep correctly, eat correctly, have the right mindset. That way all the hard work that you put in the background you can implement in your live trading in the future. Another great trader that I've been following over the last 5 years is a guy by the name of Trader Dante. So again, he's UK based, but he does trade a strategy that's very similar to what I've created and implemented as well. I followed Tom for probably a good 4 to 5 years on Twitter. He's very insightful. It's a different way of looking at the markets, but I have also done his course and I'd highly recommend it to those looking to trade. A bit more in depth, but it is very informative and teaches a great strategy which you can modify to suit your particular trading style. Now, I'm not being endorsed by any educators. I just want to make sure that I'm guiding you in the right way and finding people that I would highly recommend myself through all my struggles and the time and money that I've lost over the last 5 years to guide you towards the people that I would recommend that I know personally are insightful and will help you along your journey. And the last one that I recommend is a community that I've recently joined, which is KB Trading. The reason I've joined KB is again for that community mindset. So having people, having like-minded traders on the same journey as me that I can communicate with is extremely important in your own growth. Like I was saying before, trading is very lonely, so it's great to have that community and people that you can bounce ideas off within the industry that will help to expand your knowledge. Alrighty, next is finding the right trading platform to use. There are different platforms and charting software which you can use for your trading. The main one that you'll see a lot of traders use, and if you do watch trading videos, is MetaTrader. So MetaTrader is a free platform available on both Mac and Windows. Very basic. The charting, in my opinion, isn't great, but it's where most of your brokers will allow you to execute trades. So it's what you'll need to use to be able to get in and out of trades. Most brokers are tied with MetaTrader, so it is something regardless that if you don't use it for your charting, you probably will need in your arsenal to use to execute trades. But what I personally use is TradingView. So TradingView again is a free software. It is based online though, so you can basically use it from any device, phone, computer, all linked together. Again, it's free, but the charting availabilities and the indicators and the different things you can do on TradingView is a lot more sophisticated. Having multiple time frames, being able to go through and find previous data to backtest. So backtesting means going through past data and testing different strategies to see how they performed in the past. And there is a lot more data available through TradingView, so it is something that I probably would recommend for most beginners to start with. Alright, and the next step is finding a broker. So a broker basically allows you to execute trades, so they'll enter into trades on your behalf. Finding the right broker isn't extremely essential. I wouldn't waste too much time finding the right broker. I've linked a couple of websites down below which have some broker recommendations depending on where you're based in the world. I haven't got any affiliation with any. I personally use Pepperstone over in Australia. They have low spreads. So spreads is basically the difference in price between the bid and the ask price. So lower spreads means cheaper trades, so less commissions and money you're spending on the actual trades. So that's one thing to consider when looking at different brokers is the spread. Obviously seeing what kind of leverage they offer, seeing what countries they're based in, but I wouldn't spend too much time going between brokers. It's probably something that you need to look at kind of down the track when you've become a proper trader. But one good option to look for between different brokers is paper trading. Before trading any strategy with real money, it's probably important that you go and trade it with paper money. That way you can understand how to execute trades. I typically recommend to paper trade for about 3 months. That gives you a good indication of how the strategy is performing, gives you a good indication of how to trade properly in real life rather than just go demo trading. And it's a better way to be able to understand the trading psychology before you go and put real money on the line as well. Trading real money is going to be completely different when there's money that can be lost. The trading psychology and your mental game does kick in, so it's important to be able to trade with paper money before you go and take that strategy in real life. Alrighty guys, so that's my recommendations on how to get started on the right foot when beginning to trade the Forex markets. Becoming a successful trader isn't going to happen overnight. It's going to take thousands of hours of practice and dedication to learning how to trade before you will start to reap the rewards. I've been trading for 5 years and I still wouldn't consider myself as a consistently profitable trader. It's going to take you years to be able to become a trader, but it's important that you get started on the right foot. That way you don't waste the time and money like I did in the past. So thank you so much for tuning in, guys. If you do have any questions, please feel free to comment below. I've also written a blog about this one with some more in-depth information in regards to different brokers and educators. Thank you so much again, guys. If you did enjoy the video, please make sure that you smash that like button down below. Leave any comments if you have any questions. I did also write a blog about this with some more in-depth information in regards to brokers and charting software. But thanks again. I look forward to seeing you next time.